Hi everyone, again welcome back to my channel Unfinished Curious Mind. Today in this video I'll try to explain about Darwinism and its theory of evolution by natural selection. Today's topic will be on Charles Darwin's contribution to evolutionary theory. So firstly we will introduce who about Darwin. So Darwin, basically Charles Darwin, who was given a theory in biological evolution, which basically uh, talks about the uh, process which is known as natural selection. So this theory was first introduced in Darwin's work on the origin of species by natural selection in 1859. So in this publication, which published around 1859, Darwin proposed that organisms try to be better when it comes for adaptance. So they try to get better in their adaptation to the environment they are in, and tend to survive and produce more offspring. So if we talk about the key principles of Darwinism, then we will try to understand there are some aspects of central aspects of Darwinism, which is natural selection. So this is the mechanism by which favorable traits become more common in successive generation due to their advantages in survival and reproduction. Now, talking about the variation. Now, quickly, I have talked about natural selection. Now, the topic of discussion would be variation. So, variation is visible within a species. Individual exhibit variations in traits such as it could be in size, color, behavior, and which can also affect their survival aspects. Now, here I would like to explain or put an example uh, when I am explaining the concept of variation. So variation is, as you can see, the people around us, they look very different from each and everybody. From each one of us looks very different from. So these things occurs due to the variation mechanism. We can basically notice this very promisingly, but uh, when it comes to in human, obviously it is very prominently visible. The phenotypic traits of ours makes us very different looking from the outer surface. So when it comes to animals, uh, for example, take the example of that bird that in the Galapagos Island, where he observed the beaks of those birds are different from each other. If we minutely observe those birds, they also have that same trait, that same aspect, which is variation. Differences still exist among them. It vary. So we can say that in every species there are some sort of variation is noticeable if we try to observe it very prominently, and those variation traits are basically helps them to be a great survival. So those bugs of those birds, beaks of those birds actually help them to gather their food uh, according to the environment or according to the portion size of the food or the grains they have. So it differs. So when we talk about the skin color, or when we talk about the uh, specific features or details of the of human body, then that is also comes under the survival mechanism, because the variation is seen, uh, and this is related with the survival and environmental conditions. Now we will understand what is inheritance. Now, how the traits are gets passed on, the advantages traits, how it gets passed on to the next generation. And last but not the least, we will talk about the speciation, which is also a very important topic in this area. So what is speciation? Speciation is basically something which leads to a new population. And there are some types of natural selection which we will discuss it further later. Now we will understand what speciation is. Speciation basically when a new population occurs, and it is it occurs due to some adaptation or environmental challenges that entire population goes through that those changes, and they somehow cope up with it and uh, form a new population. Now, before going to this evidence supporting of Darwinism, we will quickly understand the history. Now, before understanding some concept, it is very important for a scientist or for people who are studying a specific topic. We have to understand the history behind it. Now let us quickly dive into the history. In the 19th century, the prevailing views of biology was influenced by religious belief and often attributed to the creation of species to the divine intervention. But Darwin's theory somehow challenged these notions by providing a scientific meaning to it, and uh, it somehow helps us understand the diversity of life through natural process rather than some supernatural explanation. Now we will understand evidences which is supporting Darwinism. Now, fossil record. First, you can see I have mentioned fossil record. Fossil somehow shows the chronological sequence of life forms which illustrate gradual changes over time. Now, uh, comparative anatomy, which is also very similar structure in different species. Homologous structure means same structures indicate a common ancestry. Embryology, which is early development stage of various organism, which reveals similarity that suggests evolutionary relationship. Means every mostly animals go through uh, uh, similar evolutionary process. Now we will discuss about the we will also understand the molecular biology into it. Genetic similarities among species further confirm the common descendants. Now, why Darwinism is important in anthropology, or why we should, as anthropology student, why we try to understand, or why we incorporate this study into our this topic into our study. There are several reasons into it, because it not only helps us to understand the human evolution and the forces behind it, but also somehow modern humans how evolved, and their common ancestors and primates and other hominids. It also helps us understand the cultural implications, that how human has adapted into the environment and natural selection and the forces behind it. Anthropologists also explored how the cultural practice evolved similarly to the biological states. Now, significance of Darwinism in anthropology somehow lies into the framework for understanding human origins and development. It somehow bridges the biology and anthropology, fostering a comprehensive understanding of human as biology and cultural beginnings. Evolution of culture anthropology show how cultural evolutions mirror human biology and human evolution. Not only this, but the ideas and practice adaptation over time, human variation, which is very important aspect which comes under this Darwinism concept, provides us insights into the diversity of human, which is very integral part of the study in anthropology. We try to find the variations in respect of time and space. Not only this, we seek the similarity and dissimilarity of populations or society to society, culture to culture. Now, there are some criticism of this Darwinism, which can be oversimplified because human beings has basically a very complex behavior by attributing to them solely with biological factors where it is not possible to uh, interpret a human's existence only with biological aspect, because there could be certain other factor or certain other uh, disciplines to interpret those what to say those mechanism of human existence or it so-called natural selection to know. Now, modern evolutionary theory of neo-Darwinism. Neo-Darwinism somehow combines Darwin's natural selection with genetics to explain how traits are inherited and passed down. In the today's world, we understand the mechanism of genetics and how it is very vast. Not only this, how it helps us to helps us to join the puzzles of day-to-day activities that human beings are going through today's life. So, Neo-Darwinism basically talks about the genetics and the traits which are inherent and passed down. Means Darwin in his study not even mentioned the term of gene. So, here in Neo-Darwinism concept we get introduced with the concept of gene, and talking about next, which is mutation. Mutation is very uh, mutation act as an evolutionary force, if we put it like that way. So it works as an evolutionary force which helps us to for which helps us basically to get a speciation or mutation. How what is mutation? Now mutation is basically a sudden change in DNA or genetic sequence. How does this mutation works? Mutations basically occurs in two cells, which is in germ cell or in somatic cell. I'll try to make a detailed video on mutation, but just very quickly, I'll try to explain what mutation is and the types of mutation. There are several types of mutation, but primarily there are morphological mutation and another one is numerical mutation. Due to the morphological mutation, what basically happens is the uh, in the chromosome structure there are some issues go through some issues regarding uh, this mutation, takes place. When this morphological mutation takes place, there are some process which they get affected by deletion, duplication, translocation, inversion, and so on. And I was talking about another type, which is numerical mutation. So what is numerical mutation? Numerical mutation is basically the numbers that is present in the chromosome segments. Those numbers basically get uh, addition, or the sets of chromosome get addition, or the sometimes it get uh, deleted, or some, it could be by set wise, or it could be a single number. So it somehow, when we hear the syndromes like Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Down syndrome, these are the syndrome that people get affected by these sort of mutational, when they go through this mutation in the process. Now, anthropological impact, definitely this modern evolutionary theory also has anthropological significance, because we the base of the anthropology is somehow the study of human evolution and how it continues to evolve. The present day human how present day humans are going through new discovery of genetics and anthropology somehow try to uh, bridge bridge their gaps to build on Darwin initial ideas. Now, in a conclusion, we can say that was profoundly impacted anthropology by providing framework for understanding human evolution, behavior, variation, and how it also dependent, hand in hand as biological and cultural adaptations. And not only this, but also there are some limitations and some critique of this Darwinism concept, and how later on in new Darwinism concept, the factor which is the genetics got introduced. And as time flies, we continue to explore the complex interplay of biology and culture, and how human constantly evolving day by day, and how it could be related with it. So I tried my best to explain the Darwinism concept. If you have some query regarding Darwinism, or something regarding this topic, it could be variation, mutation, please feel free to comment down below, or try to explain it, or try to suggest some views regarding these topics. I'll try my best to improve, and I'll be very grateful to you all if you give me the feedbacks and the videos that I am uploading. And just a quick update to you all, that I have successfully crossed 73 subscribers. So hoping that we continue to grow our curiosity and fill our sacks by learning and helping each other. Thank you. Please follow my channel and subscribe. And please feel free to share it with others. Thank you.